Hey, this is Donnie Smith, and welcome to our new world. There's a lot changed. Went on spring break, came back, and it's kind of a different world now. Um, a lot of schools are closing, and a lot of people are, you know, not sure what's going to do. If you're here, be sure and let me know so I know who I'm talking to. But I'm just going to kind of talk about some of the things we're going to do. I know there's been a lot of questions, but the last couple of days we've been super busy. We've had to get all the projects that we have in the class, get them together the best we could. Some of them, all of them's not finished, and we had to put them together so we could get them out of the building. So my plan keeps changing because I learn more and I keep learning about less and less that I am able to do. So who do we have here? Just type your name, say here. I know there's a couple on there, but anyway, we will go ahead and start talking about it. And then if you missed this live, you can be able to catch the replay on this later. So yeah, it's a different world we're living in. So we got to kind of figure out how we're going to do this. And I certainly don't have all the answers, and I don't think anybody does, but I'm going to tell you what we have planned. And maybe if you're not from one of my students or from my school, you can type a suggestion for us as well. I think everybody is kind of clueless right now, as what to do. I mean, this is the first time in my lifetime and most people's lifetime that anything like this has ever happened. So we're not going to have a topic tonight. I'm going to be doing these live videos going over the topic. My students have iCar, which they can do a lot of that online, but a lot of times I go back and clarify, review, kind of go over some of that stuff to help you further study that. And hopefully I can help you be able to pass your iCar exams whenever they come, whenever you're eligible for that. After you pass all your iCar classes, be able to become platinum certified if you're a student using the iCar curriculum. So kind of harder to do because it's like I said, everything's online now. So I got Ellie Craft, and that's one thing I have to mention now. This type's kind of small, the typing on here, so I kind of have a hard time reading some of those names. Probably need to get some bifocals, and if you're one of my students, you already know that. So but anyway, yeah, a lot of the schools, collision programs, or whatever program it is, have closed, and a lot of programs, this is an easy deal. You just put it all online and you can do it from home. But these type, collision repair, welding, automotive, that's a little bit harder. And I was confirmed Monday, that what we was going to do with our program is we had to get all the student projects out. And, if they had their tools, projects, anything like that they didn't want locked up for and who knows when, they had to come get them. So we spent the last 2 days really working hard on that, getting all those projects out. So, but the second thought I had is, well, the students will be out of the school. I'll have that shop to work in, and I'll continue doing demonstration and make some demonstrational videos on the topics that we're going over and kind of show you on video, how to do some of these things through video. However, I found out that I'm locked out too. So I will not have access to the shop. So it kind of messed that theory up, that plan of going through those steps that way. So I'm still working on that. Maybe I got some friends at some shops that'll help me out a little bit. Maybe be able to use their facility some to demonstrate some of the topics that we're going over for the remaining of the year. So if you have topics that you're needing help on, be sure and let me know. You can type a comment in here, and or if you're watching this later, the comment section will be down below. And you can put a comment there and I'll be reading them. And I know I haven't been reading comments lately, haven't been doing any of this lately. I've been pretty tied up with things going on with work and life and everything else. So I know I have a lot of unanswered questions, and I apologize for that, but I will get to it. It looks like I'll have more time now. So, so yeah, I'm not going to have access to the shop. I am going to try to get a few of the tools possibly and to be able to demonstrate. And again, we'll be doing these live with topics rather than just this is what's going to happen. And I know all schools are different and you're doing different things at different schools, but this is kind of what we're doing. It may help you out at your school, or if you're trying to decide what to do. So our students are all on iCar, and that's all online. And we have Canvas, which they can go to. And I have other assignments for them to do other than iCar, and they can do all the theory online. But what about the hands-on? That's the big topic right now. And you know, how are we going to deal with that? And that could be changing too. I mean, right now my plan is I do have some of my students that are working full-time or started working full-time at body shops. So if you're working at a body shop, you know, or restoration shop or something related like that, that's fine. You know, we can get with your employer and document that and use that for your lab hours, and that'll be fine. If you're not working, I know I have one student I'm working with, and I'm going to be getting with some body shops in Wichita to let him shadow some of those and get some knowledge at the body shops rather than being in the lab, kind of like an internship. And I'll have them fill out some paperwork, and that way we'll have everything we need to graduate. And I don't know about all schools, how you're doing it, but if you're a Butler student in the collision repair program, I have been told that you will graduate on time. Unfortunately, I think the graduation ceremony has been canceled. And I know some of you have been upset about that. See, we are from Butler Community College. So we're in Kansas, and I know schools all over the United States have closed. What school are you from? But yeah, there will be no ceremony. But one of my students' mother did assure me that she would get a party together. So she was talking to me yesterday, saying that she wanted to get the group together, and we're not sure where. I think Jose was saying something about Jim's house. But you know, that's uncertain. But anyway, I think there will be some type of get together for us for the collision repair students. We'll make it happen somehow. Maybe, you know, if we're not, you know, it's uncertain right now. You know, it's like I think Wichita's, you know, getting closed in where they're not supposed to be going out hardly at all, and probably will be here too. How long that'll last, we don't know. But I'm going to do my best to help prepare you for the industry and have you ready to get out there, whether you can you know, we get out there and get to meet together or not. Another thought I had is maybe meeting some of you at shops and going over some things and topics that way. But again, this is all going to depend, you know, is the body shops going to be open? Or are they going to want extra people there? You know, just everything is really up in the air right now, but we will figure this out one way or another. And with these live videos, I think will help you out a lot. And I'll try to do some demonstrations, even though I don't have the facility to do it. Like I said, maybe some of my friends at shops will help me. I know I got some people working in shops in Wichita. Maybe I can go video some of the topics that they're doing, maybe spraying or pulling a frame or whatever we're in. I know my class was just recently kind of cut short on glass work. They've done the theory, but we never did really get to, you know, take windshields out and go through that process. So that's may be something I need to hook up or set up with you know, one of the glass shops or something for you to be able to visit if you're able to make it. So so anyway, that's a lot changing. And yeah, like I said, this right now is about the best way I know of. This is a private, or not a private, a live video. The only thing I don't like about this is I can read your comments. I'm looking at your comments right here, but you're unable to speak back. You know, it's hard for me to keep up with YouTube because they change so fast. But YouTube used to be able to have a hangout where everybody could kind of talk back and forth. Now I can see I could get confusing. You know, too many people talking really did, you know, disturbing our dog barking in the background or something like that. So as far as quality, this is probably a lot better. This is just you know, here at my house and my garage I have. So, but like I said, some of these videos may be at different places. And I know I've also done some of these live Q&A videos for the questions you have. I really, to tell you the truth, have been busy. Haven't even taken a look at any of the questions, so I'm not going to go over any questions tonight. Just kind of let you know the direction we're heading, and see if you have any ideas. If you're at another school, what are you doing for your hands-on activity? I've heard some say they may go through the summer, but it's my intention, and that you graduate when you're supposed to. We're going to do whatever it takes to do that. And I know I've talked with Melissa at iCar. They're working on some things too, to give us some more resources, some more help, to be able to make this happen. So one way or another, we will make it happen, and you will be able to take your iCar test, your end of program test, to become certified, platinum certified in paint and refinish and non-structural. So that should all be the same. It's just a little bit different delivery method, and it's something we're all getting used to. It's new to all of us. I don't think any of us have ever been through a deal quite like this. And hopefully, at first I thought it was kind of a joke. I didn't take it that serious, but the longer we go, it seems like more serious it's getting. So hopefully that's all wrong. Hopefully that will go away fast, and we can get back to where we can visit shops and we can meet in groups. As far as the school, I think they pretty well declared the rest of the semester it'll be locked up. So, but that's out. But I would like to be able to go to some body shops and allow you to go to some body shops and do some internships and get the experience you need and get the jobs that you want to get whenever you graduate. So I'm going to be starting this series of videos, that is focused on student training, student questions, and going over topics that we'll be going over in class. Let's see, the stock market jumped 11% today, biggest jump since 1933. So hopefully things will be back soon. Born 100 years late. I hope that you are right. That's one thing. I don't follow the stock market that close, but I know that is, that's the biggest jump since 1933. That's a pretty big deal. 11%. That's a big deal. So hopefully we do get through this pretty quick, and we don't have, does anybody have, I didn't have a whole lot to say tonight other than kind of getting you used to this format, and this is how we're going to do some of this, and that's how we're going to get through and get you graduated. But do any of you have questions that are maybe suggestions of from another school? What are you doing? How are you going to be able to get through this? So let me read another one. See, I have a question. Can I use acetone lacquer thinner between urethane coats, or should I use urethane reducer to clean the gun between coats? Thanks. To clean the gun, you can really use lacquer thinner to clean the gun. You're gonna want to blow it out, before you put anything else in. But I use lacquer thinner to clean everything. You don't necessarily have to use urethane reducer to clean the gun. That'd be kind of expensive. So yeah, I see no problem with using thinner, to clean the gun between coats. So, and in fact, I think even like a safety clean, the programs that have that, they have gun cleaner, which is, like a lacquer thinner that cuts real good, cleans real good. And that's what they use in their recycle paint gun cleaners. Anything else? I know this is real short and sweet. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, just be looking. I know with my students, I'm trying to keep up with you on text, even though I'm not the biggest texters. I just discussed with some of you. I'm not. I'm more on email, but you're not. But I will be texting some updates for you to do. Just the biggest thing I want to talk about is just it's going to be all right, man. We're going to get you through this, and we will have you at the skill level you need to be. Might not be quite as much hands-on as you would have had at the shop, and certainly not the projects. And that's another possibility too. I don't know if you have access to some of the tools or air compressor or things like that, but if you do, be sure and work on it and send me updates, send me pictures, video clips. Let me see what you're doing, and I can look at it, kind of coach you through it. saying, well, maybe you need to do it this way, or whatever the situation is. I know we're got some quarter panel patch panels we're putting on. I mean, we're doing a lot of different things that are unfinished out there. And yeah, send me some pictures. You've got my text um, or video clip or whatever, if you want my opinion. I did have one question by Jose. What kind of gun are we using at school, and what do I recommend? And we use a couple of them. We use DeVelvis Techna gun, and that's a really good gun for painting and clear coat. 1.3 or 1.4 is a good size. It's cheaper than your other guns. It's cheaper than a Wada. It's cheaper than SATA, but it's a good gun for the price. I mean, it's not cheap by no means. It's not going to be anywhere comparable to your Harbor Freight guns, but it's going to spray a heck of a lot better. That is one of the best guns for the price, for the value, that I know of. If you for primer surfacer and some of your heavier coatings, you're going to want a 1.8. And really, to start with, those 3M composite guns aren't bad. They spray pretty good, and you can get the different tips. You just change the tip out, the 1.8. They got 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. I mean, they got all the different tips, and all you have to do is change that plastic tip, throw it away, put a new one on. I think they're about $5 a piece. So if, just to start out, that might be, and I think that's under $200. So that's, and if you're one of my students, you've used it, you know how it works, I think it worked good. I know there's some people that, it's one of them love-hate things. You either love it or you hate it. But that might be a good idea if you're just trying to get started out, to finish your project at your house or something like that. But really, I think the DeVelvis Techna gun is the best gun for the money. Of course, I do like the Wada too, the one we spray clear coat with. That one sprays real well also. So let's see. Okay, how to fix it? It says, what is the lowest temp to paint my son's spoiler in our garage? Usually, if you look at all your technical data sheets, they're all a little bit different depending on the brand. But whenever they say, all their flash times and everything like that, it's usually anywhere from 70 to 73%. I mean, degrees. That's ideal degrees, and that's laboratory temperatures where they do all this. So if it's colder, you can spray it colder. I don't know the exact how. If it's freezing, obviously you don't want to. But if it's the colder it is, the slower everything is going to be. The slower your flash times, the slower you need to wait in between like your base and your clears. So, it's going to slow way down. And of course, on the other side of that, if it's hot, it's going to speed that up. So those those technical data sheets are a guideline, but not always an absolute, depending on the degrees. But to 50 degrees, let's see. I believe 50 degrees is when the flash reaction actually stops. So, yeah, I would want to spray no colder than 50. That's pretty cold. And I'm talking about your metal temperature, not necessarily the temperature it is inside of the area you're spraying at. You want to make sure if you got one of those little guns, you can, they're cheap, that you can buy, check the temperature of what the metal is, because that's what really matters. Let's see, trick for cold temp painting. Yeah, like I said, if it's too cold, born 100 years late says 50 degrees. I certainly would want to spray under the 50 degrees. And as far as tricks, be sure and don't rush it. You want to wait your flash times and probably double them. And that's the time in between your coats, the time in between your base and clear. Whatever that technical data sheet says, you're probably going to want to double that in real cold weather. Yeah, it's like it says, it's important that the surface, check the surface, what temperature is, because sometimes it may be, 75 degrees in the area you're spraying, but the metal temperature may be 60, so you need to be sure that it's been sitting in there a while, and it's the same temperature as the room you're spraying in. So Anyway, I am going to close that tonight. I know this is, I didn't give anybody any to say we're going to get through this one way or another. I know you've had a lot of questions, but we will get through this. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.